y'all. It feels so good to be able to say that. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have always wanted to start my own channel ever since I could remember, ever since I was in high school trying to put my eyelashes on by myself blindly. So just for y'all to be here with me is so special to me. I'm so grateful for y'all to be here. Just to give you a little background slash synopsis slash, I don't know what to call it. But the reason why I went to this channel was to showcase some beauty, specifically about hair. I'm not really that good at makeup, but definitely hair, emotional problems, and distress. I just feel like, yes, you can look good on the outside, but behind closed doors, when we go home, we're taking off our wigs and our eyelashes, who are you really? Are you hurting inside? Are you crying yourself to sleep? Like, what are some things that you can do that can better your life so you can look good on the inside and on the outside? So that's really what I want to focus my channel on. That's what I'm super passionate about. So if you could just take one moment to just go ahead and press subscribe so that the next time that I post, you'll be the first in the know about my new content that I'm putting out. So that's basically what my channel is about. And so I'm so grateful for y'all to be here. So make sure you click subscribe before you watch another second of this video. So you can be in the know when I post next and, you know, all that good stuff that everybody tells you. So getting right into my first video. Today I wanted to show you how I made this really cute lace closure wig. It was super fun to make, super fun to film. Actually, it was a little tricky to film. I just kind of wanted to show you guys first person wise how I did this. It's tricky sometimes watching the camera or watching the YouTube video and then you're trying to like follow along. So I tried to give you that first person perspective on it, and hopefully I did a pretty good job at that. So let's get into it and I will see you after the video. Alright guys, so the first thing that you will need, basic stuff: thread, scissors, needle. I got an extra large dome cap because my client's head is a little bit bigger. They usually don't sell different sizes, but a pro tip, you can definitely go to the beauty supply store and order the male size. You would need some T-pins, and if you don't have T-pins, you could also use these safety things, or out there called. Anyways, the hair that I'm using, I can link the vendor down below. It was only $50, you guys. So that is not bad at all. Super good quality hair. I really love this closure. It came a little pre-plucked and it was already tinted, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. I really appreciate that pre-tinted lace. So here I'm just showing you my setup. What I use literally is just on a chair. You don't have to have the most fanciest setup for you to feel like you need to do this. I have all my stuff within arm's reach. I don't like reaching, and I like to have everything on hand. So yeah, I just have my stand and my mannequin. And super, super easy, super simple. So here I'm going to just be showing you how I place my mannequin, like the cap and everything. I have my supplies everywhere. I have my needles on the side and my T-pins and my sewing needle. Like I said earlier, having everything on hand really does make a difference, so you're not reaching and grabbing and everything. So here I'm just sizing up where I want to put my closure. It's super duper important, the placement of this closure, because that can make or really break the wig actually. So I'm going to show you here what that hairline looks like, and you can even see it on the back a little bit. I forgot what size closure it is, but I can add that. I'll add that in the description below. So I'm going to put my lace right at the top of the cap. The reason why we do this is so you can have a little bit more room to be able to construct the cap. So that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just lining it up, and having the pink head is helpful so I can see the start of the hairline. So here I'm just going to pin 4 pins down on my closure, making sure it's nice and tight and flat so there's no like gaps or bubbles while I'm sewing the closure. And I find this to be super helpful, and it uses it a little bit like a mark to show me where I'm supposed to be sewing. So also, I forgot, you will need rubber bands, because I like to, and you should, tie your closure piece hair up in the ponytail so that the hair won't be in the way and it won't get caught in the needles, because it will if it is not pulled up. Okay, here we are doing one of the most important parts, which is the very first stitching of the closure. I like to do it in sections. So there's 3 sides to the closure, so I always start off with the very back. I haven't seen it done any other way. I think I just kind of learned it this way, and that's just the way that I took it and ran. Basically, I'm making sure my cap is tightly on there so I can just get the best fit, and again lay it down as tight as possible. So the very first stitching, which is super duper important, I'm just trying to make sure all the hair is pulled back, and I'm going to go through the lace, through the cap, and I pull. I'm probably going to do another video explaining this a little bit better, more in depth, but again, I tried to give that view so you can actually see what I was doing, and you can probably go based on that a little bit more better, I guess, a little bit better just by watching me do that. So I'm going to repeat that, and I'm going to make sure that is super duper tight. It's very important that it's tight. As y'all can see, it does take a little bit of time to get in the rhythm of actually pulling the weft or pulling the thread and just getting it to be super fluent. This was the first wig that I've made in a little bit, so it took me a while to just get back in that rhythm. And then on top of that, I was trying to be fancy by doing the little wrap method, but that was just not working for me. So don't feel like you have to just rush through it. Take your time, get your rhythm, because I promise you, when you get that steady rhythm, it'll go by a lot faster and a lot easier, and you can just perfect that. So don't rush, take your time. So here I am just going ahead and redoing my ponytail. I find often that when I'm doing this, when I'm sewing the actual closure down, sometimes the needle will get caught in there in the hair, or it'll pull some of the hair out of the ponytail. So you want to just keep all those hairs up super neat as you possibly can. And here I'm just I'm taking the needles out, I'm readjusting the closure, making sure that it's still being laid, that it's still super tight with no bubbles, because that is very important part. It's a little easier to get away with if you are having curly hair, but especially if you're doing a straight hair wig, you want to make sure that all that is just right and tight. So I am taking my time. Again, I'm not really rushing. Actually, the lady did come and pick it up that day, so I kind of was on the time crunch, but not really. And so here is the same thing that I was doing in the first one. Is nothing different. I literally just have to take my time. By now, I already did the other side, so by then I already had a little bit of the rhythm going. And just be neat. Just because people can't see it does not mean that it does not have to be right and tight. The longer your units will last depends on the construction. So take your time to do some quality threading. So right here, guys, is super important. The very last stitch on either if you're doing a track or a closure has to be tightly done and neat. What I like to do is I like to pull that needle through a couple of times and then knot it a couple of times because you do not want that part to come off. Super duper important that you do that. So here I am taking my T-pins. This is very optional. Everything that I'm saying is optional, but I find this method to be a little bit more helpful. When I was first making my wigs, I like to take my T-pins and I like to stick them through the weft of my track and then pin them as a guideline to where I'm going to be sewing, as a guideline to how far I should put my tracks down so they won't be super spaced out, so I can use all the bundles. And in this unit I actually did get to use all the bundles, so it was awesome. I had some minor technical difficulties. I was trying to show you guys how I started sewing my tracks onto my wig, but you know, due to technological reasons, it failed me. But here I am just, my first track is already done, and I guess I can just tell you how I did it. I put my tracks, after I pinned them to the very end of the cap. And I just sewed just like I did the closure. I just sewed that all around. And here I'm using the T-pin. As I got closer to the finish of my wig, I did not need to use my T-pins because I kind of got in the rhythm of it. So it's just based on like really how you feel and how comfortable you are with them. They might be helpful or they just might be annoying, and I found them to be a little annoying as I had went on. When I first started making wigs, I did never use the T-pins, and then I started watching YouTube channels, and I'm like, let me get them. So just a trial and error just for everything. If it's not helping you, then just throw it out. You don't have to use it. So here, as you can see, I'm just continuing the same thing that I was doing. I'm going to speed this up a little bit for those that like to watch the whole construction of the unit, and for those that are like, I don't need to see this, feel free to just skip past this part. But for those that would like to watch, here you go. Alright guys, I'm back. So this is a very important part. When you're getting to that very last track closer to the closure, you want to make sure that it's right on top of that closure. Not necessarily, you don't have to sew it through the lace. I don't like to, in case something needs to be repaired, so I like to do it as close as possible. It looks like it's right on top of it, but it's not. You want to be very, very careful about how you do this one too, especially if you're having a straight hair unit. Like I said, when you have curly hair, it's a little bit easier to get away with it, but when you're doing a straight unit, you really want to be careful how you lay this very last track down, really all of the tracks. But yes, just be careful, take your time. Anything around that closure and the front of your unit, that's really where you're going to take your time at. And this is the finished product, guys. I was super happy on how it turned out. It's so pretty, so light. I really didn't customize it that much because I really leave that up to whoever does that. I'm just the unit maker here. But it was super pretty. I love how the curls fell, and it's awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Like I said earlier, it was super fun to shoot. I'm so excited to push out more new videos for you guys. If you're watching this, you're probably trying to learn how to make a lace front wig, or maybe you're just watching it for entertainment purposes, which is what I like to do. Either way, I hope it was helpful. Do me a favor, guys, in the comment section, tell me what you would like to see next. Tell me what you would like to see in the future, maybe even right now. You want to see me do a cartwheel? I don't know about that one. I love to put out what you guys want to see because y'all are the ones having to watch me. So, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Thank y'all for watching, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.